you know, it's an honour to be granted it by the RFL, and you know, it's great the Wakefield Club supported the application, but you know, I just want to enjoy it, and hopefully everybody can enjoy it with me as well.
What sort of things will it contain? You talk about it as a celebration. Will it be an opportunity for supporters to get to know you, get to meet you perhaps?
Yeah, well, we do standard things like fans forum, but we're putting together a pantomime. It's going to be at Wakefield Theatre. We're looking on the 5th and 6th of July and using all-star Super League cast for that, and not just Wakefield players. We've got some from Huddersfield, Warrington, and hopefully from Leeds as well, and Castleford. So I think that'll be great for families as well, and I'm a family man. I want to do something that, you know, entices the families, and we've got a ladies' night where the Wakefield players are going to be doing a full Monty type performances. I think that'll be a great show, and we've already started rehearsing for that. So you know, that's looking at the back end of May as well. You know, and we've got a sportsman's luncheon, which we're going to do something a bit different than a dinner, and on a Sunday, and hopefully that, you know, at the back end, early September maybe, and you know, hopefully we're still in the semis at that stage as well, which should be a good celebration as well.
Plenty going on off the field then. Obviously, a testimonial's a time to look back at your on-field playing career. It's been a fascinating journey for you since you've been in British Rugby League. Can you pick out some highlights for us, some great moments? You've done so much in your career.
Yeah, there's been a lot of great moments, and over the last few weeks, I've been, you know, writing a brochure for the testimonial and looking back at my career and things that I've done. It's quite amazing actually, and some great moments. Obviously, the first one was winning the First Division Grand Final against Oldham for Widnes, and you know, I scored 2 tries in that game, and you know, it meant so much. I remember how nervous I was for that game because you know, I knew what it meant had we have won the game, and you know, nearly 10 years on, it obviously did mean a lot, but. And our first Super League game against St Helens, who are the, you know, current Super League champions, and a massive crowd at Widnes, and you know, that day will be, you know, a long time I'll remember. And you know, we lost that game by 1 point. Tommy Martin kicked a drop goal, and you know, it was a devastating loss, but a great occasion as well for the club. And you know, obviously very sad to leave Widnes as well. I really enjoyed my time at Widnes and was devastated to leave, but. It was probably the best thing for me because coming to Wakefield has just been a blessing for me. The supporters have been absolutely outstanding, and I've had so many good times. You know, a lot of struggles as well, but that's part and parcel of being a Wakefield player, I think. But hopefully we're getting past that now, and you know, we're a top half table team, and we want to maintain that this year. But you know, we had, you know, semi-finals in 2004, which was, you know, a great occasion. I remember at half time in the change rooms we were losing to Hull FC in KC Stadium, and you know, came out in the second half and absolutely dominated and won that game. And again, I scored a winning try in that game and was so happy because it was live in Australia as well, and my family got to see it. But and then the next week against Wigan to lose narrowly in what was a great game at the JJB, it was called then, and you know, that was an awesome game to play in. And you know, for the next 2 years it was pretty lean, but you know, we had that £1 million game at home, but that whole run when John Keir took over, that 6 games was just absolutely amazing. And you know, by the end of it, I remember after we beat Castleford, everyone was expecting us to go out and have a great time, and we went out, but up by about midnight we all wanted to go home to bed because we were absolutely drained from that 6-week period. And but winning that game was massive, and you know, I scored a good try in that game as well, which was I think you could see by the picture that's everybody sees how much it meant to me and to everybody. You know, you were fighting for your livelihood, for your family, but for your teammates as well. And we were lucky at Wakefield. We had a bunch of guys who were willing to rip in, and you know, blokes like Corky and Dave Solomona who knew they were leaving still put in big performances.
You spoke about that game, that relegation game against Castleford, and obviously also another thing at stake was local pride, I guess. And I think many people would say, since you've been in a Wildcats shirt, Jason, you've certainly showed tremendous pride in the club, you know, and obviously we know you're not from Yorkshire, you're an Australian, you came over here, but you've really made Wakefield your home. Is that a fair assessment, would you say? Yeah,
massively. I moved here, I'd only just got married, you know, bought my first house. You know, we bought our first house in Normanton. We've had 2 beautiful girls since then. We've got a 3rd one on the way. So this has been our life, you know, Wakefield has been our life, and it's been a great move in so many ways. I've met so many great people and made so many good friends, and you know, I've been here 7 years now, and you know, it's something I never thought would happen. I'd be here that long. You know, I was hopeful just to play 10 Super League games when I first came over. It's all I wanted to do was just to have a crack to show that I was good enough. And you know, once I'd achieved that, obviously I wanted to stay here and finish on a high. And you know, I'm at the back end of my career now, but people always talk about retirement, but I'm enjoying what I do so much. And you know, if I can get the form back that I showed, you know, in the last couple of years, then I don't think there's any reason to retire.
you have the captaincy of the club. You've not had it in the past, but I would say people would always say you've been a leader on the field. Is that something you feel characterises your game?
Yeah, when I first came to Wakefield, I had 2 years in Super League, and I sort of was in the shadows, and I said that I wanted to stand up now. I knew I had some experience behind me, and I was playing in a relatively young team, and we had some great leaders to learn off as well, in David Solomon and a young Gareth Ellis as well, and I learn off those guys. But I try to just play with passion, and in terms of each club I play for, I try to adopt the club, and I'm passionate about me rugby, and I try to the club becomes my family, and that's how I've treated every club that I've played for, and Widnes was no different. But obviously I've been at Wakefield a long time, and I've built up a good rapport with the supporters, and played with a lot of different players over the years. But I've had 3 different coaches award me captain, so that's a great accolade as well.
We've touched on it, but how would you like to be viewed by the supporters? Rugby league players are very accessible to the fans, and that's a great thing about the game. But how would you, Jason Demetriou, like to be thought of by fans, I suppose, of all the clubs you've played for?
I just want to be remembered as a guy who gave everything. And when you played against him, you knew you were in a contest, and every time I go on the field, I give me all for the cause, and that's what I've always tried to do, and I think that's what's got me on well with the supporters and my teammates alike as well, and probably given me that leadership quality as well. But I just want to keep doing that until I decide that I've had enough, and I want to retire on a high as well. So when the time comes, I want to be playing at good level and retire because I'm ready to, not because I've been forced to.
If we can get you to delve into the memory banks, it may be difficult, and you've probably mentioned 1 or 2 already, but can you pick out a favourite game in your career, the best ever performance, or a game that really sticks in the mind?
There's been a few for different reasons, but one that I'll always remember is the first game last year against Wigan Warriors at the JJB, or DW Stadium it's called now, but it was the first time I was wearing Adam Watteen's shirt, and I'd made the conscious decision not to wear it in any of the friendlies, and I wanted to wear it in that game, and it was a real special moment for me. And I told the boys what it meant to me and what it would mean to Moana and the kids before the game, and we went out, and we had a lot of injuries as well. Danny Bruff didn't play, Tavita Lilatu didn't play, and we put in a performance. For me, it was one of the best team performances that I've ever played in, and all for the right reasons as well, and we had a good support there, and it was a great day, something I remember for a lot of good reasons.
Can you pick out a try for us, perhaps a score that was really memorable and sticks in your memory?
I think the one I scored against Hull FC. Hull FC in the semi-final, the playoffs in 2004, because it was the winner as well, and I stood up the fullback as well, which doesn't happen often for me. But I was pretty stoked with that one. But the one against Castleford as well in the £1 million game was, I picked up a loose ball and created a try from nothing. So that was a big one for me as well. But there's been some good ones. A funny one was just before Stedman got the sack at Castleford. We beat Castleford at Castleford, and I managed to get a one-on-one ball steal and score under the post. And it was just it typified how bad Castleford were going at the time and how bad their luck was, because I didn't intentionally steal the ball, just popped into my hands, and I was under the post. It was probably the easiest try I've scored, but funny from my point of view, but probably not from theirs.
We've looked back. We've asked you to think back, but I'm sure you're looking ahead in your career. What's the immediate future hold for yourself as a rugby league player?
Just to get back to form. I've not started this season as good as I'd like. I've had a knee op in the off season, and that's probably affected me a little bit. I'm playing a new role at Wakefield now. They're trying to change the way that I play, and I'm getting there slowly, but I just want to get back into good form, and that's the short term. But I'm off contract at the end of the year, so like any player, I'm playing for a new contract, and but I'm trying new things as well, and a bit of media and radio stuff, and I've done my coaching badges, so I'm trying to keep all avenues open at the moment.
But the message then for people everywhere, rugby league fans of Wakefield, Widnes and Rochdale too, maybe, that get involved in this season and take it as an opportunity to meet you.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to do things. I've spoke to Terry O'Connor about going down to Widnes and doing a fans forum or something like that in Widnes, so I can get back and talk about the good old days at Widnes and get back in touch with supporters there. But every time I go to Widnes, I get a good welcome. So it'd be good to go back there and say thank you as well for it was the club that gave me my opportunity to play Super League, and 9 years on I'm still playing. So I'm very grateful to them, and it's the Wakefield's are people I'm hoping to get and mingle with all the time, and I'm fortunate that I'll still be playing games every weekend, and I'm always in the bar and around after games, and love having a chat with supporters, and I'm sure they'll continue to do that.